Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited that you made time today to join us for an update on e-bike battery recycling. We're joined here by PeopleForBikes, Larry Pizzi from Alta Cycling, and we also have Rob Latham from Call to Recycle. This is an update on a webinar that we did in December 2021, introducing battery recycling to the bicycle industry. As a bicycle retailer, you play an integral role in battery recycling, and we want to make sure that you have everything you need to know in front of you on how you can help keep these batteries out of landfills. So today we're going to go through how you can get signed up, what you can expect once you're signed up, and how easy the process is. There's no reason why you shouldn't be taking part in this. It's integral. It's so important for our industry. So thank you for joining. Save your questions to the end. And with this, I'll introduce Ash Lovell from PeopleForBikes.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks so much for having us. And yeah, I'm Dr. Ashley Lovell, and you can call me Ash, and I am the Electric Bicycle Policy and Campaign Director for PeopleForBikes. And we are so happy to be working on this program with Call to Recycle and so many wonderful members of the bicycle industry. PeopleForBikes is the national bicycling advocacy organization and also the bicycle industry trade association. So this is a really big deal. This is a program that has been in the works for many years, and we're really excited that we're moving through this process and bringing on retailers, because as we'll talk about a little bit more, this is solving a lot of problems, both in terms of sustainability and safety and other issues. So I'll talk a little bit more about PeopleForBikes. Our goal is for the United States to be the best bicycling nation in the world. Our mission is to get more people on bikes more often. And the way that we're going to get there is through infrastructure, policy, and participation. So through infrastructure, our goal is to accelerate the construction of safe, fun, and connected places to ride. So protected bike lanes and more access to public lands and trails and all of that great work. From a policy side, we advance pro-bike and pro-bike business legislation. So I get to do that at the federal, state, and local level. And it's a wonderful part of my job and many other people's jobs at PeopleForBikes. And from participation, our goal is to reduce barriers to cycling and welcome more people to the joys of bicycling. And I get to work very closely with the other two gentlemen who are here on the call to do that every day. And it's a joy. So as a retailer, you probably know that electric bicycles are kind of a big deal. I'm going to give you a couple of little stats on the e-bike market. Some reports show that electric bicycle usage has more than tripled from May 2020 to May 2021. And now that we're in 2022, I'm sure we're going to have more data on kind of what this market looks like. It's continuing to grow. Industry analysts estimate that more than 12 million electric bicycles will be sold in the United States between 2020 and 2030. Electric bicycles are the best-selling electric vehicle in the United States, and I think this has happened for multiple years in a row. So really great kind of momentum, a really wonderful kind of new, but not that new market in the bicycle industry. And with that comes this challenge of, what do we do with all the lithium-ion batteries that are being used in these e-bikes that are being sold at such wonderful rates? So I'm going to give a quick overview of kind of the process of how we got to where we are right now with the e-bike battery recycling program. This was an initiative that the industry started talking about many years ago, and something that Larry has been deeply involved in for quite a while. So I'll hand it over to him in a minute to give more context and more background. But PeopleForBikes and Call to Recycle really started leaning into this process little over a year ago on, okay, how do we actually build this program? And I will say this is the first battery recycling program in the transportation sector where we have an entire industry coming together around this united goal of figuring out how to recycle batteries. This was a big deal, and it took a lot of work for the industry to really help craft what this initiative could look like. So we officially launched the program on November 3rd, 2021, and we've been working on rolling it out with industry supplier members. It became open to retailers in March of this year, and Rob will give us some more updates on kind of how many people have and retailers have signed on so far, and kind of what that timeline looks like as we continue to roll out. We have battery safety guidance for retailers that will be coming out here in a few weeks at the Electric Bicycle Summit. That will be on May 19th in Asheville. If you want to come visit us in Asheville and eat a bunch of barbecue and learn about e-bike battery safety, we'd love to have you. Please feel free to reach out to me, ash@PeopleForBikes.org, if that's something you're interested in joining us for. And then Rob will talk about this a little bit more, but we will have collection sites from retailers that will be open to the public probably in Q3 of this year. So right now, we just want to share a little bit more about the benefits of the program, and then we can be answering any questions that you may have moving forward at the end of this. So I am now going to hand it over to Larry Pizzi, who is the Chief Commercial Officer of Alta Cycling Group, and he's been instrumental in this program. Larry, over to you.
Hi, Ash. Thanks so much for the nice introduction. And hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today. First, let me just mention why we got involved at Alta Cycling and you know, sort of the drivers. Some of you may know I've been in the e-bike space for a long time, since 2002 to be exact. And it's always been a huge concern of mine personally. And you know, as e-bikes have begun to scale, a huge concern for the broader industry about you know, safety and environmental responsibility. We're producing products with what are hazardous materials to transport, and we want to make sure that they're properly handled, and we're doing our part as a company to be responsible to our environment. The other thing, as these kinds of products, electric vehicles of all types, but electric bicycles in particular, begin to scale, that we are compliant with national and local laws. Rules and regulations, you know, are changing relative to safe collection and transport and the recycling process. And we want to make sure that we had sort of a unified approach. And really to join together as an industry to provide a cost-effective solution by working together with Call to Recycle. And they're a not-for-profit leader in this field of battery recycling. You know, I've having this history in the space, I would frequently visit dealer customers of ours and, you know, get a tour of their shops and saw that, you know, depleted batteries were sort of piling up. And, you know, that's a real challenge. Some retailers were fortunate enough to have what they thought was a viable recycler that they could transport the batteries to, but it wasn't orchestrated and it wasn't organized, and it was particularly dangerous to keep these depleted batteries, end-of-life batteries, or batteries that developed some sort of a problem laying around the shop. And really, before this, you can go to the next slide, Ash. The problems that we were really trying to address in all of this really relate to the fact that before this program, there was no solution for, you know, to properly collect and transport and ensure that recycling of end-of-life or damaged or defective battery packs were properly handled. This program really ensures consistency in that regard, and really safety training, I think, is really integral for all of you that are retailers to really understand not only how to properly handle lithium-ion battery packs that are in many of the products that you're selling, but also what to do with them at end of life. And this program really does provide that training and assurance that they're going to be safely handled. Next slide. And I think there's really significant benefits for specialty retailers in this space. First and foremost, it absolutely demonstrates your commitment to the environment and to safety. And I think consumers today are very much aware of sustainability, and they want to make sure that when they're making a purchase, especially something the size of an e-bike, that there is a solution in place. And I think that this program really builds value and trust with those consumers, and you need to be able to articulate it. And I think this program provides the background and training that enables you to do that. And if you do sign up as a collection site, it's going to drive traffic into your store. And we all know that it's costly to get a new consumer to cross your threshold these days. This is a good reason to bring in a qualified consumer that maybe didn't purchase their first electric bicycle from you, but hopefully will purchase the next one from you into your store to recycle their end-of-life battery. The other thing that I think is really integral here is that it's an opportunity to differentiate the quality products that our industry is selling with some of the lower quality products that are out there in the marketplace. Frequently lower quality e-bikes, that a lot of them are being sold, the batteries don't sustain existence for very long. So you can get a customer into your shop and upsell them to a quality product and explain why a quality e-bike is so much better of an investment for them. And the other things relative to the things you should be thinking about is that the program ensures that your retail organization is compliant with local and state regulations. This is evolving. I think Rob might touch on that a little bit. And most important, as I mentioned before, it provides safety training for your staff. And you'll get certified so that you can pack these things for transport. You get all the shipping supplies for free and a package of safe handling materials. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rob Latham. Rob is Calder Recycle's e-bike program manager. So Rob, take it away.
Get myself situated here, sharing. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, so just a little bit about Call to Recycle. We're, as Larry said, we're not for profit. We've been providing battery recycling for over now 28 years. And we're an organization that basically we're structured as EPR programs, or extended producer responsibility for this started back when rechargeable batteries started becoming commonplace in households, and there was nothing you could actually do with them that was reliable and could make sure that they're going to the right place. More and more these days, we're realizing, and everyone is coming to realize, that these are not, they're definitely not trash and just a problem that you have to deal with. Their resources. So, the really exciting thing in the last couple of years is that we now have capability in the US to recover up to 95% of the metals back out of these batteries and put them right back into the supply chain. So this is going to become more and more important as electrification moves forward, and we get more off of fossil fuels. These resources are going to become, they're already becoming more important. So just some overview on the program. As Ash outlined, we really launched to all the dealers availability in March. So yeah, we opened enrollment March 1, and we're already at this point sending kits and recycling batteries. We also have these OEMs and brands on board. Currently at 21 signed, that represents 37 brands. We're estimating roughly 40% of the market. And our collection network, these are bicycle shops who have signed up with us. We are currently at 1,281 and 1,046 sites completed training and are actively participating. We've already shipped them recycling kits, and we've already recycled over 4,000 pounds of batteries just since starting. And then I'll spend a little bit of time on this slide because I think this is what's going to be most interesting to the dealers that are on the call, or to the retailers. In the upper left corner is the end of life kit. So the end of life kit is made for batteries that are coming out of the market, that are coming, reach the end of their useful life. They may still have some charge, but they're not of use in a bicycle anymore. Maybe it gets to the point where it won't take you more than a few miles. So when these end up in your shops, which we have heard in certain areas where e-bikes were more popular, there were shops that were just like, thank you, I'm so glad that this program exists, because we didn't know what to do with these things. And this kit is certified. It's got a special permit with the DOT. It's certified to carry up to 3,600 watt hours. It's designed for 4 batteries to fit in it. It's 24 inches long. That's with the name there. A 26-inch long battery will fit on the diagonal. And there is one stipulation in the regulation that no single battery can be above 1,299 watt hours, which, to my knowledge, there's none that are above 1,200 watt hours in a single battery as of yet. But this end of life kit it's very easy to pack and handle. It comes with bags to put each individual battery inside of a bag. It's also lined with a material called cell block, which is a fire retardant material used to suppress lithium-ion battery fires. But this kit is used for your typical end-of-life battery. The one right below it is, again, back to the safety training. The safety training, most importantly, teaches you how to identify a battery that could be dangerous. So if there's any of the things through the checklist that are found in there, you would use this special damaged defective recycling kit. So this kit only holds 1 battery. It comes with cell block loose fill, which is, again, this material is it's made out of post-consumer glass, but it basically is a mineral fire retardant that will. It's really the only material that we're aware of that can suppress a lithium-ion battery fire. And that's a steel drum. It's 16 gallons. That's what we're using for the damaged defective kit. So we did a pilot early on, as Ash mentioned, and part of our learning from the pilot, there were some other events that were not related to us that happened that made us decide to go with a more robust container for the damaged defective kit. And again, I can't stress enough how important the training is to this whole thing to work. For the most part, these batteries are fairly safe, but you just have to know what to look out for on the ones that could be dangerous. Continue on down the left side, that kit at the bottom is, we call it a LIBIC, or lithium-ion battery incident kit. And one of these will be provided to each shop that signs up. We're having these produced just for this program by Cell Block. They're producing them at a rate of 200 per month. And what we're doing is prioritizing the shops who have recycled the most with us so far. And we're going down the list to send these kits out to those shops. And then after that, we're going down the list in order that the shops registered with us. and eventually everyone will have one of these lithium-ion battery incident kits. It hangs on the wall. It has inside of it several things that are made containing the cell block material in case you have an incident in your shop. It comes with a pillow that's full of cell block that you can place on top of a battery that's going through a thermal event, or it also has a blanket that's also filled with cell block. So even if you had a battery that was inside of a bicycle, you could use that to drape over the bicycle. It comes with high heat gloves. You can find some of the stuff on YouTube where they have videos of holding a torch to the gloves while they're on. It's pretty amazing material. The other thing that will be provided eventually is another version of what you see there, the damaged defective kit. We're working on a design that you can keep in the shop, and actually, if you ended up with a battery for some reason that might have appeared to be in a thermal event or had been in one before, you need a place that you can store that until you can ship it out. So we're working on a container that it is lined with cell block, and it actually has a dolly that's detachable that you can roll it out of your shop if something were to happen. And then on the right side, we have some point of sale materials, some hang tags and stickers that can be ordered. The safety and training, the posters and guideline sheets. The guideline sheets come with each of these kits, explaining how to use them. The training poster comes with the first kit. When you complete your training, you automatically get shipped the first kit and the poster. The poster can be put up in your shop in the, just as a reminder of all the things that were reviewed in the training. And at the very end, there's the customer portal, which I can walk through really quick in a browser, just to show you. I think people will be hopefully interested to see how this all works. Should we pause for any questions or anything, or anything coming through the chat yet? Otherwise, I can just keep going. So this is our e-bike landing page on our website. So if you go to calltorecycle.org/ebikes, it's split into a few sections. There's the brand manufacturers and brand owners section. This shows everyone who are participating in the program. And then the retailer section, which you'll be interested in. This is how you sign up to participate over here on the left with the blue link. This brings you to just a registration form. You just fill out all your shop information here. If you have multiple shops, just make sure that they're unique. The name of the shop dash, the street or the town or whatever the case may be here. The referring OEM here is just, who directed you to us. And then you'll have the ability later to add more if you sell more than just the one brand. You might sell several of the brands, and I'll show you all this in just a second. Once this form is completed, you will just not used to Zoom here. Sorry. Oops. Once it's completed, you get to a screen like this where it says, thank you for registering. You can click this button. It'll take you straight into the training. And the training is all online. You can do this actually in one sitting. So you fill out the form with your shop information, begin the training. The training takes about 15-20 minutes to go through. So this is the e-bike collection site training. There are 2 modules in it. The first one is a bunch of slides, and it also has some videos with a voiceover. The second part is a quiz that you need to score 80% on. You can take it as many times as you need to, so don't worry about that. So I won't run through all of the slides here, but this is just kind of giving you a sense of of what it looks like. It all just comes up in your browser. Like I said, you could do all this in one sitting. We do ask that as many people as possible at your site would be trained. I'm going to have to copy. I'm going to return to the main page again. So let's pretend that I took the training, I completed the course, I passed the quiz. At that point, you're going to receive an email with your login information. It'll be a call to recycle ID. And then of course you would just use that plus your email that you registered with to get back in. So then you can enter through the green area where it says already enrolled. So when I click here, I just picked a random one here because I was actually talking to this shop last night. And so once you're in, this is where I was referring to earlier. You can actually add multiple OEMs, as you can see, someone already has here. You can add more contacts. So you can add as many people from your organization as you want, more employees to be trained. Like I said, we recommend, I would say, go ahead and get everyone in your shop trained, because it's only going to benefit you and them, because as questions come up, you want everybody to have the answers. This is also where you would go to reorder the kits when you use one. It's as simple as you take the battery, you put it into a bag, into the box, close the lid, and it's already addressed. It's got a label on it. It's already paid for. You just hand it to your UPS driver. And then you can come back here and order as many as you need. Even though they'll hold 4 batteries, we would not ask you to hold on to it to fill it. We just say, if you have batteries, just go ahead and send them back. There's no need to wait to fill the container all the way up. And then the other damaged defective kit that I referred to is here. Currently, when you use a damaged defective kit, there's an extra step in this one. But again, these represent probably, what we've seen so far is less than like 3% of all of our batteries that have come in through this kit. And of those, I'll be honest, there was probably only one that was really damaged. So just be aware that the number of damaged batteries that you're going to see should be pretty low. It's pretty infrequent that these things get damaged. They're pretty robust. But if it does, this is the kit that you need. And then once you have it packed, there is a process that you would follow to schedule the pickup of this, because a hazmat driver has to pick this one up. So that's pretty much a run through of everything you need to know. I will also point out here that there are some resources on this main page that you may want to look at. The guideline sheets for both kits are here, so you can actually just come to this page and look at the PDFs of, again, these are the instructions that come with the containers. Like I said, it's just as simple as dropping the batteries in the bag, putting in the kit, and close it. It's got some adhesive. You just peel it off and close it and hand it to your driver. So super easy. Our goal is to make this as easy as possible for everyone involved. But keep them. The moral of the story is that we all have a part to play in the solution here. And the rider, the OEM, and the dealer and the retailers. We want it to be as easy for the riders as, hey, just go back where I bought it to recycle it. We want it to be as simple as possible for the retailers as well, because retailers are super busy, and but we care ultimately about the safety and making sure that the right thing is happening with these. So our role in this for Call to Recycle is we make sure that we provide these tools and the ability for everyone to carry this out easily and efficiently. And we work with some of the really two of the best in the US. There's one in Nevada and one in Rochester, New York. These recyclers are at the cutting edge of what you can do with lithium-ion batteries. It's pretty exciting that they're able to get 95% of the metals back out of these and put them back into this, right into the supply chain now. Doing this for 28 years, as called recycle, this is really exciting time for us, as you can imagine, with especially all the changes in electrification going on. So that's it in a nutshell for me. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to.
It looks like a question came in while you were going over the kits, but it was quickly covered. So if anybody else has any questions, please put them in the chat so that we can get to them. Otherwise, if you have questions, please send them to info@nbda.com and we'll make sure to pass them on. Or to Ash at PeopleForBikes, and I know she would be happy to pass it on as well.
Great. I'm going to paste in the chat just the link here, just so it's handy. I don't know if that can be shared out. And there is a way to contact us through there as well.
It's super informative. Thank you so much for coming. Ash, it's great to see you again. Larry, to have you here. And Rob, you've been a tremendous resource to the industry with the partnership with PeopleForBikes and the brands and working with retailers. Rob is super approachable. We had a nice meeting yesterday. So retailers, do reach out, click through that link, and thank you. This presentation will be available. You can share with your staff in the NBDA SuperWebinar recordings. Thanks everyone again for attending today. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Thanks, Heather.
Hi.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Heather.
Bye now.